So you're speaking on a panel today. What are you talking about?
We're talking about sustainability and how that's going to affect the hospitality industry. The challenges that we see, and I'm just one of a group having that discussion today, the challenges really is how do we actually help the kingdom deliver its objectives that it's set. So by 2030 they want to build another 150,000 hotel rooms. We've already started the process, obviously. We're already seeing some of those rooms being completed in hotels at Red Sea, but there is lots more still to come. We've got major projects up at Neon, and as a company we try and support a number of those projects, providing project management services, which is a range of professional services to help clients, and it's to supplement their teams for the skill sets that they don't have, because that isn't their core business, and that's fine, and that works very, very well for us. So we spend a lot of time and energy developing those teams. It's important to us that we remember that these are people, they've come from all over the world. Everybody's got different cultures, different languages, different ways of doing things. Even just the way in which people shake their head or give body language that suggests one thing when actually they mean another. Or trying to be helpful and doing the right thing, but we have to adjust to that. We have to recognise that people are individuals, and we need to reflect that in what we do. And that's what we try and do.
Really interesting, sort of talking around the kind of the cultural side of getting things done, and tell me more about sort of some of the other challenges that you sort of see to realise this vision.
So some of the challenges are finding the right people, because there is so much work here, and there are all of the major consultancy practice from all over the world. We're all looking for the right people to do similar roles. So there's an everyday challenge. The challenge then is getting the people here, so wherever they are in the world, getting them here in all the appropriate visas that are necessary, and then helping them settle in. It doesn't appeal to everybody. This is a culture shock coming here for some people, and not because of the kingdom, it's just a different environment. It's very hot here in the summer. Some people struggle with that. It's not particularly cold in the winter, I have to say. For me, I find it an absolutely wonderful place to be, and I've been in Riyadh for 5 years now. I've just come back to Riyadh after 6 months over in Khobar, and I've absolutely loved it from the moment I arrived here. I think the people are wonderful. The choice of places to go out, particularly to eat, is absolutely phenomenal. I would say it's probably better than a lot of the major cities that we have around the world, and you've got pretty much everything that you want. There's still a lot more to be done though within the kingdom, so they will do a lot more in terms of sport, without a doubt. We're seeing that kicking off with the football and things like that now, but there's still some distance to go.
And you mentioned sustainability earlier, so how do you kind of integrate that into kind of the project development solutions that you provide?
Sustainability is probably one of those key buzzwords at the moment around the world. It means different things to different people. For us here in the kingdom, it's about how we utilise technology. It's how we try and find ways to reduce our requirement of natural resources. So that's about recycling where we can. It's using technology. So we have one of the largest 3D printers here, for example, here in Riyadh, which we actually use within the hospitality sector. So we can actually produce a whole range of different things, from furniture through different bookcases and door handles, light fittings, all these sort of things, and indeed interior walls and things like that. So it's trying to find ways that we can help speed up the construction process by using technology to help us, and then coupled with 3D graphics, particularly in the use of BIM and technology such as that, make sure that the buildings are accurately built. The units can come straight in. We're also moving now very quickly into much more modular construction, so there's a lot of actually work being done in that sector worldwide, and we're bringing in lots of those sort of modules from different countries, where it may just be single rooms, it may actually be just pods for bathrooms, but this actually gives us the quality that we need for a finish, and also the accuracy, and it's just plug and play, connect them all together and away we go. Just speeds up the process.
And you've talked about sort of climate being a challenge. You've talked about culture being a challenge. What are the other kind of challenges that you see to realise the vision?
I think the challenges probably are the planning. And what I mean by that is making sure that people can see the duration that they will be here, so that they can understand that it's not just a single short period. For those people that want to be here long term, and there have been many, there are opportunities here for people to come and do that. They can relocate their whole family here, and I have several colleagues that have done exactly that, and we've helped them as a company within that process. The challenges I also see, particularly in terms of a lot of the work, it's very much around the logistics. How do we get all those things that we want? And actually, we then have to recognise that we're part of a much larger world market. An example would be the earthquake they had in Turkey. After they had the earthquake in Turkey, they actually stopped shipping a number of modular units. We were actually bringing them into the kingdom at that time. We had to find alternative sources. They did the right thing for Turkey, absolutely the right thing. Don't have a problem with that. We have to make sure we've got developed supply chains that we can then drop into other areas. And that then almost conflicts with the sustainability aspect, where we're bringing stuff from long distances and creating an impact in the environment. How do we balance all those things up? Within the kingdom, we have a local content process, so increasingly the kingdom wants to produce more and more of the different products, so they don't have to come from overseas. That, I think, is really helpful for the kingdom, and I think for me, I actually fully support that approach, because this is about developing the skill sets within the kingdom for the future. We as expats, if you like, eventually will go back, and wiser and more knowledgeable for the experience it will have had.
As well as building the capability to make the whole kingdom sustainable.
Absolutely, and we just all play a small part in that, but it takes all of us to make it a success.
Nicholas, thank you so much for sharing your wise words today on how we're actually going to make this vision come to reality.
You're very welcome. It's been a real pleasure.